Welcome back to This Just In's WWE 2k24 Universe Mode. Here we are seeing Josh Alexander challenging Cody Rhodes for the North American Championship to start Part 3 of NXT Stand Saturday as part of the NXT Stand and Deliver weekend festivities going on here. We have another show coming up tomorrow with 3 more parts. But here in the co-main event, we see entering now a man who made his debut here in Universe Mode back at the NXT Rumble, and what a performance he had in that matchup. Now, as we see on the outside of the ring, administering the services of Don Callis here in Universe Mode, just a virus that has infected the entire Universe Mode, aligning himself with so many different people that we've seen in recent memory, and really becoming a force here in Universe Mode. His Don Callis family is expanding by the day. We see him cross promotions, as now he has a new advocate here tonight, Josh Alexander. Not to mention on AEW, where we see Don Callis accompanying Konosuke Takeshita quite often, and leading Takeshita to the the C2, the Continental Classic Championship win that he had earlier this year that secured himself a AEW Championship match at a time of his choosing. However, Josh Alexander here, as mentioned earlier, certainly a factor of the Royal Rumble, entering at number 20 and making a presence in that matchup. Cody, and now we see coming out to the ring next, going to be the North American Champion, a man who entered that match at number 8. And throughout the course of this year, Cody Rhodes has reigned as the NXT North American Champion to great success here in Universe Mode, holding that championship for 259 days since beating Bryan Danielson, and that was all the way back at the beginning of 2K24's Universe Mode, way back at Gold Rush, the first NXT event of Universe Mode for this year. And ever since, Cody has gone on to successfully defend his championship, the North American Championship, as a part of this brand against all challengers, many legends, so to speak, in this industry. First off, defending it at Great American Bash against his father, Dusty Rhodes. Then going on to NXT Heatwave in a successful title defense against Bobby Lashley. And continuing on, Cody would continue on to hold that NXT Championship over the next couple of months, featuring a title defense then at NXT Halloween Havoc against Karrion Kross, as well as 2 title defenses, one being at NXT New Year's Evil against Lex Luger, and then another one at the NXT Rumble event. Prior to the Rumble match, we saw Cody defending that championship against Rick Rude. So a series of challengers for Cody Rhodes over the course of the year, but perhaps none to the caliber of what Josh Alexander is going to bring to this competition. And I hadn't mentioned prior to this, but Cody had demanded on the go-home show to this event last Wednesday, he demanded the referee put down the general manager put down their foot and announce this. William Regal, make sure that William Regal announced this as the NXT North American Championship being on the line in a bunkhouse brawl match, because Cody wanted to bring that traditional fire to this matchup. And Josh Alexander, a man who, as mentioned, had a great performance in the NXT Rumble that really put him on the map here on this brand. But not only that, he then would go on to NXT No Mercy and defeat Bobby Lashley in order to earn this opportunity here tonight in a tremendous match. So not only Josh Alexander making his presence here in the Universe Mode, but so quickly earning a championship match on this stage is a very impressive ascent that we've seen from Alexander. And of course, Josh Alexander from Canada, eligible to challenge for the North American Championship. But to do so, he's going to have to pry it from the hands of Cody Rhodes, a man who has really represented that championship over the course of this year in Universe Mode here. Two very dominant defending singles champions here. Cody Rhodes with the North American Championship, and then of course Gunther being the NXT World Heavyweight Champion, or World Champion for the entirety of the year. Cody Rhodes having that title for the majority of the year since defeating Bryan Danielson. And then we see a running knee strike there from Alexander, quickly going into the pinfall attempt, and only a 1 count there. Perhaps that was part of he and Don Callis' strategy here tonight, was to just fire out of the gate and go directly after on the assault against Cody Rhodes. Now a suplex attempt here and a knee strike to the face coming down on Cody Rhodes, and now a series of strikes across the face continuing the assault. Josh Alexander very vicious here in the early goings of this match. Traps Cody now in the corner, series of midsection strikes and a back kick, and now a series of face washes in the corner, and follows it up with a running broski boot. Now getting Cody back up and back into the corner, just trapping him within that corner, really not letting up or allowing Cody even a second here. Rolling elbow, springing off of the ropes and catching Cody Rhodes coming in, ricocheting off of the ropes, and a lethal lariat there. As we see Don Callis immediately getting himself already interjecting himself in this matchup by exposing that turnbuckle pad. Disaster kick though from Cody Rhodes, as now Cody, we see him get a bit of offense here in this matchup for the first time. I want to point out that exposed buckle in the far corner that Don Callis had tinkered with, and that will likely play a factor here in this match. Knee strike to Cody Rhodes, who thought he caught the leg, but Alexander able to answer back and follow it up with a suplex knee strike to the face once more. Now Cody being sent back first into that exposed buckle, and of course this being a bunkhouse brawl match means that there are no disqualifications and falls count anywhere in this matchup. So if we see now a series of grounded punches from Alexander, really just going after, trying to lacerate the face of Cody Rhodes perhaps. Now Callis on the outside, grabbing a weapon perhaps for his own protection, in case Cody Rhodes comes outside as the aggressor perhaps towards him. Now we see Josh Alexander calling Cody Rhodes back up to his feet here after another series of strikes. Bicycle kick coming out of the turnbuckle there. Running bicycle kick, and now following it up, looking for that Superman punch, but it's sidestepped by Cody. And now Cody being the one to utilize the exposed buckle here on Josh Alexander, not shying away from sending him into it. Clothesline and reversed, a clothesline to follow it up there from Alexander, takes down Cody Rhodes, and a forearm smash to follow it up.
He is truly feeling it right now.
Don Callis, as I mentioned, really infesting a lot of NXT here over well, not just NXT, but the universe mode in general, as one of the biggest advocates for a lot of people.
Now he's looking for some momentum. The U-turn he needed in this match could have been
A virus that is spreading across the universe mode. Now Cody Rhodes on the outside, but he has successfully brought people to great success, as we saw with Konosuke Takeshita winning the Continental Classic this past year. That was largely due to the game plan that he had established with Don Callis. Now Cody looks to involve a sledgehammer in this match, but another bicycle kick there from Alexander and a follow-up forearm smash. Alexander now looking underneath the ring to introduce a weapon of destruction on his own, and it's a table that he sends face first, well, the back of the table face first into Cody Rhodes. Now Alexander with yet another weapon from underneath the ring, this time electing to introduce a trash bin kick to the midsection, and face first sends Cody Rhodes into the trash can. Looks to follow it up with smashing the trash can on Cody. Cody able to evade it, but catches a rolling elbow on the outside for his efforts. Now Alexander with Cody up, fireman's carry position, looking to bring him over the barricade perhaps, but Cody answering back with a series of strikes. The crowd fired up and behind Cody here tonight.
Defenses are sharp in this series of reversals.
A year-long dominance with the North American Championship But Cody really being tested here. He did ask specifically for the bunkhouse brawl match. Series of strikes there from Alexander and a grounded forearm strike to follow it up. Cody did ask for this matchup, but perhaps biting off a bit more than he thought he could chew here tonight. But now Cody looking to send the action back to the ring. Alexander, though,
Back into the ring.
being caught up on the ramp. Cody bringing the match back to the inside of the ring, and Alexander instead electing to go after the table that he had left on the entrance ramp. Alexander going all the way up to the top of the ramp now and setting up that table all the way up there, perhaps as a lure for Cody Rhodes to lure him in so that he can give him a false sense of security here, to fall victim for that table. Now Alexander with a series of midsection kicks to the gut. Now power slam attempt here from Alexander. Huge power slam on the stage, and Alexander is fired up. Grounded strikes reversed at the hands of Cody Rhodes now. Cody certainly having a difficult time in this matchup. Hasn't really done quite too much damage to Josh Alexander, but there he answers back with a final cut on the stage. Pinfall attempt now here. 2 and a kick out from Alexander. But that was probably the biggest bit of offense that we've seen at the hands of Cody Rhodes throughout the duration of this match, ever since the disaster kick earlier. That time landing him with the final cut, twisting suplex up on the stage. Now firing back with a series of elbows is Cody. Back and forth we go. Superman punch there from Alexander. Takes Cody Rhodes down. Stomp to the midsection. Now hoists him up. Got him up in the air for a powerbomb, sending him down onto the knees. I thought he was going to put him through the table, but right before psyching him out and dropping him across the knees with a powerbomb lung blower. Now setting Cody up on top of the table here. Cody Rhodes certainly dazed at this point. Alexander yet again fired up. All is going according to plan so far for the Don Callis family and Josh Alexander in his championship attempt here tonight. Yet another powerbomb attempt here from Alexander. Gonna perhaps look to put Cody through the table here. Hoists him up, turns it into a torture rack, and drives the knee into the face with that twisting, feast your eyes. Taking him from the torture rack position and then landing the knee across the temple. Now going to follow it up. Flapjack through the table that he had set up all the way at the top of the ramp. Pinfall attempt now on the shards of the table. We see 2 and no, a near fall. A very near fall. You see a frustrated Alexander. Thought that was going to be enough to put away Cody Rhodes here tonight. But Rhodes, as mentioned, such a dominant champ over the course of the year, has shown his fire, his resiliency to maintain his rank as the North American champion. He is not going to be giving up easy here tonight. Alexander now again a series of strikes on the ramp. Now sending Cody down to the ringside area yet again. Even more strikes from Alexander here. This time I think he busted open Cody Rhodes on his way back to the ring. Suplex attempt now, and Cody able to shift the momentum, going behind and catching him with a chop block across the leg. Irish whip attempt. Alexander though reversing the Irish whip and sending Cody down towards the ringside area. Now Cody with a series of strikes. More strikes on the outside here from Cody. Power slam attempt now from Alexander, but he's going to bring Cody back over and drop him snake eyes across the ring apron. Another power slam attempt here from Alexander. This time going to beam him right face first into the pole. Like a lawn dart. Now series of strikes yet again to Cody Rhodes on the ground. Alexander resilient with his aggression in this matchup. Cody, though, shifting the momentum and again landing a series of strikes, sending Cody Rhodes into the barricade now. Now yet again, Alexander going to introduce another table into this matchup. This time on the outside of the ring. Step kicks to the face of Cody. And a steel chair now being introduced at the hands of Alexander as well. Alexander now going back to the inside of the ring, going to wedge that chair right in between those two turnbuckle pads, and now returning to the outside where he can be advised by Don Callis on how to proceed, part of which includes introducing that baseball bat into this matchup. Cody on the outside now going to look to introduce a weapon of his own. Perhaps he has a microphone in his hand. Answers back, strike to the midsection here from Cody to Alexander. Brings him into the corner, the exposed corner with that power slam. And as he sends him out, Alexander landing very roughly on top of a baseball bat. Now the arm being sent into the baseball bat. Cody absolutely relentless here. But a series of forearm strikes from Alexander. Answers back, fired up. Huge lariat takes down Cody Rhodes, nearly taking the head off there of the American Nightmare. Pinfall attempt and only a 2 count. Yet again, Alexander, you could see the frustration mounting throughout the course of this matchup. Now Cody sending Alexander into the turnbuckle pad. Reversal from Alexander, looking for those grounded strikes, but now a counter from Cody Rhodes. Cody with the baseball bat now strikes Alexander. Huge shot from the baseball bat. Series of strikes from Alexander fire up. Now traps him, knees to the midsection from Alexander. Cody back and forth, these two go. Terminating knee strike there from Josh Alexander, and now targeting the legs of Cody Rhodes here. Rebound off of the ropes. Running super kick to the back of the head. Cody completely dazed, unaware of that attack incoming, and now a disaster kick of his own from Alexander. Pinfall attempt here on Cody after stealing his own style, and a kick out from Cody, very narrowly escaping that one. Alexander now sending Cody into the turnbuckle yet again. Back first. Series of step kicks there. Now Alexander has him trapped in the corner in a series of knee strikes.
And Cody Rhodes is failing to offer any resistance here. Yeah, Cody's having trouble fighting back. Cody Rhodes finding a way to slow his opponent's assault down. Prime opportunity now for him to get some separation.
Alexander, however, answering back. That back kick. Cody catches him off the spin. Pedigree down onto that baseball bat. Face first. Brutality. Brutality from Cody Rhodes, but Josh Alexander quickly back up to his feet here, pretty much unfazed at the hands of that pedigree. Now drops Cody face first. Snake eyes into that exposed buckle, and following it up with raining down those fists yet again. Turns Cody around here, going to pick him up into the torture rack position yet again for the feast your eyes. Knee strike, pinfall attempt here from Alexander. 1, 2, and no, a near fall from Cody. That it doesn't get much closer than that. I tell you what, a near fall. Cody just barely kicking out, now fighting back, showing the fire that he's got. A pinfall attempt now from Cody onto Alexander. 1 and only a 1 count. Only a 1 count there from Cody. Dragon screw leg reversal on the whip from Alexander, who now has the bat in his possession and looking to utilize it against Cody Rhodes here. A series of strikes.
Has the opposition in the palm of his hand, and he knows it. Back in the ring now.
Cody returning from the inside, springing off the ropes, looks for that disaster kick again, but Alexander quickly able to counter and escape out of the way. Series of a strike combination from Alexander, who we're seeing quite a lot of strikes from here tonight, perhaps looking to switch up his style of offense, typically a All-American grappler, so or an amateur wrestler, rather, very technical side. But tonight we're seeing quite a combination of strikes, perhaps looking to switch up his game here against Cody, but now Cody catching Alexander with a crossroads pinfall attempt here now from Cody to Alexander, and Alexander again gets the shoulder up despite Cody landing his finishing move. Alexander still in this match and still in contention here. Diving suicide dive to the outside at the hands of Cody Rhodes. Tope Suicida with authority, and he's fired up now. Is Cody Rhodes.
Underhook applied.
Side effect off the Uranagi on the outside.
WWE Universe is on their feet. An absolute
Now Cody picking Josh Alexander back up to his feet here. Going to look to put him through the table perhaps. Sending him into the table, but now it's Alexander who counters out of it and has Cody positioned on the table. And now Alexander diving down off of the apron onto Cody, but Cody's sidestepping and able to get the advantage on a down Alexander, following it up with 2 knee strikes to the back of the head. Kick to the midsection, and now we see Cody on the outside, pedigree, and in a bunkhouse brawl match, there is falls count anywhere as we see the referee in position on the outside. Cody could have gone for the pinfall attempt there, but rather electing to follow up on the offense on Alexander. Alexander, however, countering that Irish whip and following it up with a knee strike to the face of Cody Rhodes, who was caught off guard. Now, yet again, that baseball bat being introduced. Step kicks here from Alexander across the face of Cody. Now Alexander rebounding Cody off of the ropes, follows it up with a drop down knee strike and a kick to the back of the head, and now a Kamagoye knee strike to the face. 1, 2, and no, another near fall from for Josh Alexander from Cody Rhodes. Yet again, very narrowly getting that shoulder up, but the strikes from Alexander tonight, again, typically out of his repertoire, but tonight they are absolutely devastatingly working to his effect. And Cody probably wasn't very prepared for this style of matchup from Alexander. The brutality that he has displayed sends Cody into the turnbuckle pad, where Cody hits his head on that chair, follows it up with a series of curb stomps on top of that bat, and now yet again a disaster kick from Alexander. Alexander now rebounding off of the ropes. Knee smash to the face. And we hear Gallus on the outside barking orders at Alexander. Harlem side kick from Alexander. Now Alexander going to bring that table that was positioned on the outside back into play, returning it back to the inside of the ring. Going to look to set up that table once more now. This time Cody on the inside of the ring, perhaps going to be positioned, in the turnbuckle pad rather. Reversal from Cody, able to fight out of the corner, but now Alexander fighting his way back into the corner, pushing Cody Rhodes back. Now we see from the top rope, Josh Alexander going to look to follow Cody Rhodes all the way up from the top.
This is going to be catastrophic.
And the counter on the superplex. I think Cody was looking for, or Josh Alexander was looking for the suplex there, but instead Cody answering back with a springboard drop kick to the inside, in which Cody may have gone through that table more so than Josh Alexander himself, actually. Series of strikes battling back and forth, and now it's Alexander who gets the advantage. Torture rack, knee strike, pinfall attempt here. 1, 2, and no again. For the third time in this bunkhouse brawl, Cody Rhodes has gotten his shoulder up off of that attempted finishing maneuver from Josh Alexander, and you got to think that the frustration now is mounting for Alexander, who feels like he's got to have to put this match away soon before Cody is able to gain some momentum and fight back. And in doing so, on the outside, powerbombing Cody across the apron and then whiplashing him into the rope, into the apron yet again. Now Alexander on the outside, going to look to involve the steel chair that he sent Cody into in the turnbuckle. Attempted chair shot, but now Cody reversing it, sending the chair into the face of Alexander instead. Reversal from Alexander as Cody was looking for the pedigree, and then he hits the crossroads on top of that steel chair that Josh Alexander had just brought back into play. Pinfall attempt from Cody here and a 2 count. Again, Cody going for the crossroads for the second time in this matchup on Josh Alexander, and yet again Alexander getting the shoulder up. Both these men throwing everything they got into this match. Series of chair shots there from Cody, following it up with a clothesline, and now Cody from the top rope, diving elbow across 3/4 of the way across the ring. This bunkhouse brawl has really brought the best out of both of these fighters. Absolute wounded warriors coming out of this one, but the fight that they put on here tonight, whoever walks away is worthy to call themselves champion. And now we see Josh Alexander on the outside going near Don Callis. Perhaps Callis getting involved here, but stepping away perhaps to avoid the referee's discretion. Disaster kick, however, it's ducked there by Alexander. A series of strikes now. Turns around. Cody, however, series of strikes, fighting back. Sends now Alexander into the exposed turnbuckle and follows it up with a chop block that keeps Alexander there for Cody to smash a chair into the back of Alexander. Now he grounded Alexander in the corner, once again being hit with that steel chair and powdering to the outside to avoid further damage at the hands of Cody, but you can't escape for too long as Cody now returning over, fired up as well. And the pinfall attempts are eligible on the outside yet again, landing the crossroads pinfall here from the referee. 1, 2, and yet again Alexander gets the shoulder up, somehow surviving in this matchup after yet another crossroads attempt. Flatliner now on the outside from Cody, again going for the pinfall attempt here, and again kicking out is Alexander. Knee strike from Alexander, just how this match started. Now Alexander landing that knee strike. Irish whip reversal. Cody Rhodes sends him back to the inside. Both these men having kicked out of 3 of each other's own finishers. It's really getting to the late stages of this match. You can tell by how much is taken out of both of these men. 2 absolute battle warriors here, battle tested in the art of this bunkhouse brawl, I should say, and they are both fighting to the end for the prize that is the North American Championship. Now yet again Alexander nailing that knee strike, now looking for something, and a strike to the face, hiding it now. That could have been the screwdriver that Don Callis likes to employ as part of his faction, perhaps getting that involved here in this match, and following it up with yet another feast. Your eyes, pinfall attempt. 1, 2, and 3. We see the pinfall success. Don Callis celebrating on the outside. We have a new North American champion. And after holding that championship for the entirety of Universe Mode this year, ever since the first event of NXT this year, Cody Rhodes with a 259-day reign with the North American Championship comes to an end at the hands of Josh Alexander here tonight. The newest associate of Don Callis, and Don Callis can call himself a manager of champions now, as Alexander securing the North American Championship and becoming only the 4th man to do so here in Universe Mode. And coming up next, we have the NXT Women's World Championship. Jamie Hayter, the winner of the Women's Rumble, challenging Jade Cargill. Coming out first down to the ring, as mentioned, the winner of the NXT Women's Roadblock Rumble. A few months ago, we saw 20 of the best women's competitors from NXT, a lot of debuting stars in that match, not to mention introduced in that contest as well. But above all, the one who was able to prevail in the end was the 18th entrant in that match, that being Jamie Hayter, who went on to succeed in that match by eliminating Megan Bayne, who was debuting there, as well as the former Women's World Champion here in Universe Mode, that being Lacey Lane, a former Women's Champion in her own right, Kaden Carter, she is also known as, and them two being the final 2 contestants in that match. Jamie Hayter was able to succeed and secure her shot at the NXT Women's World Championship here tonight. But to do so, she's going to have to beat a woman who, similarly to Cody Rhodes and even more similarly to Gunther, over the course of the year, having held that World Championship to success and never having lost throughout the course of the year. You'd have to go back to WWE 2k24 Universe Mode in the finale for NXT. As a part of that brand is where Jade Cargill found herself in a championship match against Bianca Belair for that NXT Women's Championship. Bianca walking into that match as the defending NXT Women's Champion. Following that, Jade Cargill defeating Bianca Belair and now going on to have a 272-day reign with that NXT Women's Championship here in Universe Mode, defeating all challengers throughout the course of the year here as a part of NXT, and now main eventing here as part 1 of the NXT Stand and Deliver pay-per-view event that's going on this weekend. She is the main event here tonight with Jamie Hayter, as these two looking to go to war over the NXT Women's World Championship.
Cargill walking to the ring like she owns the place.
Jade Cargill having a very successful year last year in Universe Mode in 2K22. She was the winner of last year's NXT Roadblock Rumble. At the time, it was just called the NXT Rumble. But you can go check back with WWE 2K22 Universe Mode. It was part 19 to go see Jade Cargill win the NXT Rumble, as well as on that show, Bianca Belair defeating Becky Lynch to win the NXT Women's World Championship. So that's what led to the NXT Stand and Deliver main event from last year, where those two competed for that championship. But not only that, Jade Cargill, as mentioned, 272 days now as the NXT Women's Champion. But before that, she was a 216-day NXT Women's Tag Team Champion as one half of the Baddies with Kiera Hogan last season. So she has also been a champion not only in the singles division, but also in the tag team division here. But similarly to that trajectory, if we go back, Jamie Hayter, the woman that we're seeing right now in front of us, was the woman, well, one half of the people to defeat Jade Cargill and Kiera Hogan for those championships in the beginning. So if you go back in NXT WWE 2K22, I'm not exactly sure what show it was. I'm trying to think back, but at the time, Jade Cargill was the NXT Tag Team Champion along with Kiera Hogan. They lost those tag team championships to Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker, the Killer and the Pillar. Jamie Hayter also challenging for that NXT Women's Championship in the past against Becky Lynch back at NXT TakeOver UK, which was part 11 of 2K22. Now we see this match starting off. Here we go. Fired up atmosphere here tonight for these two powerhouses of the women's division. Jade Cargill immediately being trapped in a pendulum backbreaker attempt from Jamie Hayter. Strike to the midsection now from Hayter to Jade Cargill, and a heel toss, asserting her strength on Jade Cargill and following it up with a series of strikes to a grounded Cargill. Hot start here for Jamie Hayter as she's looking to start out the gates, dropping her with that backbreaker across the arms. And a clothesline to the outside now from Jamie Hayter. She's fired up as Jade Cargill being really caught off guard here tonight by the performance of Jamie Hayter, but she should not be, as these two, as mentioned, have met in the past before, and for championship gold, as a matter of fact. Ripcord and a forearm strike from Jamie Hayter now to Jade Cargill. Axe handle takedown from Jamie Hayter now. Series of axe handles, once more going for it on Jade Cargill and following it up with another heel toss. She's fired up with the strength of Hayter. Hayter hits hard. She's always mentioned that she is at the top of her game, and here tonight it's hard to argue, following a tremendous Royal Rumble win 2 months ago, that she is not at the top of her game here and brought her game face. Running drop kick to the face of Jade Cargill there.
Sent into the corner.
Now being sent into the corner, and Jamie Hayter with the power. Inverted Alabama slam sends Jade Cargill face first now onto the ground. Looks to nip up, and Jamie Hayter looked to catch her with a perhaps Uranagi backbreaker, but Jade tripping her out with an STO reversal. Jade Cargill now waiting for Jamie Hayter to get back up to her feet, looking for that running boot, but it's countered and sidestepped at the hands of Hayter, who sends Jade Cargill all the way to the outside and follows it up with a diving clothesline from the top rope, all the way down onto Jade Cargill from the top.
Delivered into the barricade.
Now being sent into the barricade on the outside of the ring. Some of Jade Cargill's successful title defenses since winning that championship from Bianca Belair here in Universe Mode include her win over Beth Phoenix back at Gold Rush, which was one of the first victories that she had coming out of that championship defense. She also would go on then to NXT Great American Bash to defend that championship successfully against Fallon Henley. And in the following months, back at NXT Heatwave, we would see her in a match as well against Sky Blue. Pinfall attempt here now from Cargill, and a near fall there. Jade Cargill also back at NXT Halloween Havoc, probably with her most notable victory to date against Rhea Ripley. A tremendous, successful defense. Now fighting back is Hayter. Strikes reversal from Jade Cargill now fighting out of it. A powerbomb attempt here. No, she has her up for a backbreaker of sorts. Suspending her up there, pendulum backbreaker. A Canadian backbreaker maybe, getting her up on the shoulder. But Jamie Hayter able to escape out of it and follows it up with a clothesline into the corner on Jade. Jade, however, before Hayter can capitalize on that, Jade grabbing the leg and sending her out of the corner. Stomp to the arm there. Jade Cargill also back at New Year's Evil with a successful title defense against Eve Torres. And there we see the bicycle kick from Jade Cargill. Pinfall attempt here now. And a near fall, but Jamie Hayter getting her arm on the ropes. Just barely able to cause the break there. But successful in doing so, to her credit. able to be resourceful and able to escape out of that pinfall where it was looking dim. Jade Cargill now with mat return to Jamie Hayter face first into the apron, or into the canvas, I should say. A series of strikes here from Hayter. Looks to land the Alabama Slam.
The champ's ran on shaky ground now. She's been on
Tremendous Alabama Slam from Hayter. We saw the inverted variety earlier on coming out of the corner, and now this time landing traditional. Now Irish whip back and forth. Hayter sends Jade Cargill from pillar to post. Now comes running in with a clothesline, follows it up with a back elbow, and now sends her out into the middle of the ring. Gonna look to follow it up. The power of Hayter hoisting her up again for a power slam now. Pinfall attempt here, 2, and no. Jade Cargill yet again getting the shoulder up, but ever so narrowly. Rebounding off of the ropes, and a huge splash there. Now Jamie Hayter charging up in the corner, running clothesline into the corner. Goes Hayter. Now with the strength hoisting up Jade Cargill above her head. Military press. Very impressive power on display here tonight from Jamie Hayter, I must say. And Hayter knowing that she has the advantage here on Jade. Based on how this match has been going so far. Now calling Jade back up to her feet, following it up with a tope suicida again. Once more diving from the inside to out onto Jade Cargill with that dive. Returning back to the inside now are these two competitors. Hayter waiting for her to get back up to her feet here, looking for the spinning back fist to the face, but it's countered and sidestepped by Jade. Hayter came running in and countered with that back elbow to the head. Series of strikes back and forth go these two. And now Hayter firing up. Yeah, boo. Yeah. Boo goes this crowd. Clearly supporting and firing up behind Jamie Hayter here tonight. Perhaps tiring from seeing the reign of Jade Cargill over the last year here in Universe Mode, as she has been a dominant NXT Women's Champion, and again a series of dominant World Champions here in NXT. The top 3 champions pretty much being preserved over the course of the year. There's very few changes in so. And now Ripcord Lariat. We see the Haterade there from Jamie Hayter to Jade Cargill. Pinfall attempt and a very near fall, but Jade getting the shoulder up just barely in time. Now an Irish whip now from Hayter across the ring to Jade. Running knee strike. It's countered, however, by Jade, who's able to sidestep out of the way. Reversal, though, from Hayter. Backbreaker to follow it up. Holds on to it, and a series of Irish curse backbreakers. A trifecta of them, in fact. Pinfall attempt now from Hayter here. 1, 2, and another near fall, but this time Jade Cargill getting the shoulder up yet again. Champion ever so resilient here tonight. Does not want to easily let go of her ever so precious, valued NXT World Championship. Jade Cargill has been a NXT champion of some variety for a majority of her time here in Universe Mode. She was the first ever NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, and now she has been, following that, she very quickly won the Royal Rumble and then went on to capture the NXT Women's World Championship. So climbing through the ranks continuously throughout her reign here in NXT. Hayter now turning her around, though. Full Nelson. Massive full Nelson slam. Jade now getting herself back up, positioned on the apron for Hayter, who's going to follow it up by joining her out on the apron with a back suplex across, spiking Jade Cargill across the apron, dropping her down on the hardest part of the ring. And now a fireman's carry position here from Jamie Hayter. He's going to drop Jade once more, this time face first and chest first onto the hardest part of the ring yet again. The damage being inflicted here by Hayter, who looks to return the action now back to the inside. Rebounds off of the ropes and catches Jade coming in with that forearm smash. Rebounds off of the ropes and a huge lariat takedown. The Haterade yet again hits. Pinfall attempt here from Jamie Hayter on Jade, but a very near fall. Jade barely gets the shoulder up. Jade perhaps could have reached for the ropes if she was not disoriented from the velocity with which that lariat came in. That's something about Jamie Hayter. She's able to hit that Haterade from out of nowhere at such high speeds that it really catches the opponent off guard. And now Hayter pushing Jade to the outside. Again, inverted Alabama slam, this time returning her to the inside from the apron, and a wheelbarrow facebuster to follow it up. Stomps her back down and turned around now, rebounding off of the ropes, and yet again going to connect with a combination, a series of those Irish Curse backbreakers, and a third one there.
3 consecutive backbreakers.
Jamie Hayter means business here tonight, refusing to let up in her championship conquest here, winning the Royal Rumble. And how appropriate would it be, power slam there onto the knee, how appropriate would it be for Jamie Hayter to not only defeat Jade Cargill here tonight, but to do exactly what Jade did a year ago by winning the Rumble and then going on to win the NXT Championship at Stand and Deliver, considering the fact that Jamie Hayter has defeated Jade Cargill again for those NXT Tag Team Championships in the past. A very ironic twist of fate that we see here tonight. Now military press here from Jamie Hayter coming out of the corner. Strength all night on display at the hands of Jamie Hayter has really played to the disadvantage of Jade Cargill. I think Jade Cargill perhaps being caught off guard by just how powerful Hayter has absolutely been throughout this contest. Series of strikes attempted there from Cargill, and she catches her with the Botox boot. The bicycle kick to the face. Now turns her around, calling for her to get up, and here we see Jade Cargill now officially going to lock her into Jaded, dropping her down, and a pinfall attempt here. 1, 2, and she's calling it. No! Gets the shoulder up, does Jamie Hayter. But a series of push-ups now from Jade Cargill shows that she is not sweating it one bit. She is still feeling that she has control over this championship defense now after hitting Jaded and that bicycle boot to Jamie Hayter. Now both women on the outside apron looking in. Hayter, however, catching Jade off guard with that rope slingshot, pulling her in and catching her across the top rope. And now Hayter all the way up at the top, going to look for a diving top rope axe handle, taking down Jade Cargill all the way from the top. And now once more hoisting her up for a running power slam from a deadlift position. Jade now rolling to the outside of the ring here as Jamie Hayter rebounding off the ropes, diving outside yet again with a tope suicida. Now sending her back to the inside does Jamie Hayter. Hayter now calling for Jade to get back up to her feet here, perhaps with something in mind here. Running in, rebounding off of the ropes a second time, and even a third time, and looking for that Haterade after all that built-up velocity that she had. Had to reroute once or twice, but in doing so, picked up some speed. Jade, however, answering back with a series of strikes, taking down Hayter. Looks to follow it up with a strike to the ground. That knee drop across the face of Hayter fails to do so. Hayter now, though, rolling through into a Kimura key lock, applying the pressure and trying to rip that arm out of socket. You see how badly Jade is struggling right now with this maneuver, struggling to escape. Trapped in the middle of the ring in this key lock, and it could be devastating for Jade if she was to fall victim here. Oh, and releasing the hold does Jamie Hayter, perhaps feeling like she's done enough damage to get the advantage here. And with that ripcord lariat that she goes for, you got to think that that arm will play into the strength for Jade Cargill. German suplex attempt into the corner. Now Jade from the corner looks to pick Jamie Hayter up from the top rope and go all the way high risk, but it's countered by Jamie Hayter. A series of stomps now from Hayter. Hayter sends Jade Cargill into the turnbuckle pad that takes her down. Calling for her to get back up to her feet here, rebounding off of the ropes and look to come charging in with a shoulder tackle. But it's Jade Cargill with a surprise springboard cross body to Jamie Hayter. A surprising show of high risk offense and high flying capabilities here from Jade Cargill. Perhaps trying to counter Jamie Hayter's intense power in this matchup with some speed and agility of her own. Springboard reversal off of those ropes. Now it's Hayter who turns Jade Cargill around into that back suplex. Sit out slam, folds her up for the pinfall attempt now after, and getting the shoulder up again is Cargill. Back up to her feet here now, turns her around. And Hayter, power slam up and drops her across the knee yet again. Seen that devastating maneuver a few times here in this matchup. Cargill looking to crawl over to the corner to try and get back up to her feet, using the assistance of the ropes to mount a verticality. And now Jamie Hayter bringing her up to the top rope, positioned her seating on the top rope. Going to follow her up there. A huge back suplex. The way that Jade Cargill's neck folded up on that was so devastating. Now a rebound off of the ropes and a Hayterade from Jamie Hayter. Pinfall here. 1, 2, and 3. Jamie Hayter puts away Jade Cargill in very convincing fashion here tonight at NXT Stand and Deliver, the main event of Stand Saturday. And we see a victorious Jamie Hayter becoming your new NXT Women's World Championship, or becoming the new NXT Women's World Champion, and ending the 272-day reign of Jade Cargill. Jade being the second longest reign with that championship after Becky Lynch. Dominant year as the NXT Women's World Champion comes to an end, and we cement a new champion here tonight with Jamie Hayter.
And she's going to make sure everybody knows it.